All right, this was sent to me to give you guys a good look. And honestly, I am so excited about a few things that make this Wavytalk IPL hair remover a little different than what I'm used to. Now, let me give you my background first. I actually was trained in laser hair removal and worked in that field for about 6 years of my life. So I'm gonna give you a good idea of what I think about this, show you how I use it on both my face, my underarms, and my legs, and let you know if it might be right for you. So keep watching and we're gonna go through all of that. But let's start with what comes in the box. Now, obviously, you have your unit itself. This is nice and small, fits right in the palm of your hand, is not heavy in any way, and is just perfection when it comes to the design, not just in the unit itself, but in the first thing that I'm going to show you that makes this one a little different. This is essentially a roller guide, and when I pop this on there and I run it along my body, that helps to glide this across my body so much easier than if I was just doing it this way and having to move one after another. Another part of this that I really like is the touch screen on the back. So hopefully you can see that without too much reflection. This is touch screen. So once it's plugged in, it lights up. It's not on until you long press the power button, and there starts the fan immediately because it also has built-in cooling to it. So the head of that is ice cold whenever I touch it. So as I'm running this along my body, it is cooling it as I go. This also, short press, is how you change the intensity. It goes all the way up to 5, and then you can come back down to 1. Now, they do recommend starting at 1 to make sure that you can handle the intensity. But what I'll tell you, though I am someone that is used to it, it is not intentionally wearing my bathing suit so that you can see. It is not something that is too much to take. Now, something else you may have noticed, let me turn this off for a moment. When you press the off button, it's a long press, and then it's gonna do a countdown. It's gonna do a countdown because that fan will continue to cool the head until it's cool enough that the unit is okay to put away and it won't overheat the unit itself. Now that it's off, I wanted to explain a couple things. So first of all, if you are considering IPL hair removal, the big thing you need to know is there a stark contrast between your skin color and your hair color? And it has to be that the hair color is darker than your skin color. So those people who have light skin, dark hair would be the best for this unit. Those who have dark hair, dark skin, or those who have light hair and light skin would not be a good candidate. You have to make sure that your hair is considerably darker than your skin color. So for me, someone who is in my 50s and deciding to let the gray go, it's going to get the dark hairs on my chin, but not the light hairs, not my gray chin hairs or the things like that. So keep that in mind when you consider IPL. Also, this particular unit has what's called dual pulse technology. So it works much faster. The treatment plan is for the first month, you're going to treat 3 times a week. For the second month, you're gonna back that down to 1 time a week. And then every month thereafter, you're gonna do just once a month for maintenance on the areas that you have already treated. Now, before I go into actual treatment, let's look at everything that comes in the box. So you've already seen, obviously, the unit itself, this roller head, which you can take on or off. So for instance, I don't use that when I'm using it on my face. I do use it when I'm using it on my bigger body parts. It comes with a carrying pouch, so you can put everything back in here. It comes with a lens cleaner because you want to make sure that you keep the actual lens here clean. It comes with the safety goggles that you are absolutely wanting to use. And then also it has a razor because step 1, any type of, whether it's laser or IPL that you do, You want to make sure that it is a clean shaven area because it wants to look for the follicle underneath the skin. It also has an instruction manual and obviously the power source. Now let's get into treating an underarm. So you can see that even as I talk, and I'm going to turn it up the whole way because I am somebody who has built up that tolerance. Let me first put on my safety goggles. Actually, I'll do my arm first so that we can really get a good look at how the ruler works. I have it currently set on 5, which is the highest intensity. I'm going to use my roller bar end and watch what I mean by the dual pulse. So normally when you pull the trigger on an IPL, it just gives you one boop. This one is a dual pulse. So every single one is a double, and it will twice hit that area. Instead of you having to go back through and do multiple passes, this one will actually do that second pass as you go. It is an incredible unit when it comes to the efficiency of it, because not only does it have this very nice big treatment head, that roller ball and the double pulse really saves time. Before we get to work, let's talk about a couple other adjustments that I want you to be aware of. So number one, right now you see it's set on 2, but it's set on 2 meant for the body. There are other modes. That is the bikini mode. And then additionally, there is a face mode. Now, what is the difference between these? The difference is, number one, the way it ejects that pulse, and 2, your auto versus constant pulse. But also, as I press on the back here, the actual trigger, up here, you're gonna see it change from an auto pulse to manual. Now, what's the difference? It's now set in auto, which means that when I start to do treatment, instead of me having to pull the trigger every time, when it is engaged, meaning when that head is fully down, I am not having to press the trigger, I am just needing to move it. So it's nice for large body parts so that you don't have to trigger every single flash, and you can just roll this along the treatment area. If you want to take it out of auto so that you have to engage the trigger every time, you just long press the trigger again, and then it shuts off the auto so that I am not getting a pulse unless I push that trigger each time for the new pulse. So that's a great thing for full body mode. Now let's look at how does this work. I prefer something like my armpit to be, let's see, and we have it on 5. And I'll talk through this so you can hear. I am not jumping in pain. I am not having any type of incredible pain, mostly because this cooling head is so very effective that it really helps to reduce any of the sting. Now, what would I compare it to? I would probably compare it to a very light snap of a rubber band, but honestly, it instantly goes away, and it's not even enough that if I were to, you can't hear that I have any additional pain in there or something that is so uncomfortable that makes the treatment not worth it. So let's go to a bigger area like my legs so that you can see how smoothly that runs along. Okay, so I am still set on number 5. I'm in the body mode, so again, body, face, bikini. I'm in body mode so that I can get such a large area. I'm going to long press my trigger to turn it on auto so that once I press against my skin, it's going to start to function without me having to pull that trigger. And I have my ruler on here so that I easily can just move along. You don't want to go incredibly fast because you want to make sure that it has time to hit each area. But even with that, you can get through in just a few passes almost your entire leg in no time at all. You do, again, want to make sure that you have it pressed down. You want to make sure that you have your safety glasses on. But how quickly I can treat areas. Now for me, because I have done a lot of laser hair removal and IPL over the years, I have problem areas that I can focus on. and quickly get done. And again, this is at the highest setting. So it is not something that is incredibly painful. And this probably has the best cooling head I have ever used on any of the devices that I have tried. Now, when I get to places like around my knee or that type of thing, I make sure that I flex my leg up so that I get a nice flat surface and easily get those straggling hairs that we find in the car, but just a phenomenal, phenomenal unit. Again, this is gonna go through when I turn it off, that cooling down phase. So that fan is gonna count down. But how incredible is this to be able to use at home and get that salon quality hair removal? Now, does it take a little bit more time than a laser does? Absolutely, but I'm not having to go to a salon or a med spa to get that done for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I am able to get those same results over time with this at-home device, and I could not be more impressed with all of the perks of this one compared to so many others that I have tried. So thanks to Wavytalk for sending this out, because this has become something that is going to absolutely stay in my hair removal arsenal, as it's one of the most impressives that I have tried.